My name is Crystal.
And this is Jessica Hadaway.
This is Chris Patrick, and we're discussing the topic of whether computers to kids or computers to labs in the school, which one would be best for our school systems. So, how y'all feel about it? I know y'all can do that.
I think that having computers in the hands of children is very unethical, I guess. I believe that the students are going to be more apt to damage, hinder, or misuse computers if they have them in their own hands and they're made to be responsible for them.
What about costs? Like as far as if school boards, they have a certain amount of money that they can spend on technology. How would y'all spend that? Like, would y'all separate it to different schools, or would y'all give it to the more higher end schools to where they pass out computers or iPads or whatever to their students, rather than having computer labs that everybody had access to in every school? Which way would y'all?
Jessica?
It needs to be, the money needs to go for the labs in the school. It doesn't need to go for them to take home for personal use. It needs to be kept in the school. It needs to be kept in the labs.
I agree.
What about the restrictions? The restrictions as far as kids having free roam over the computers, or them being in labs with certain internet sites that are restricted from use or whatever.
Well, my children are in school and at age appropriate where they're using computers and they're in labs, and I like the way that it is. They're monitored by the people that work in the computer labs, and have restrictions. They are not allowed to go on certain internet sites, and I'm comfortable with that. I think that that's how it should be, and I don't think that they should have a privilege of taking a computer home, because there's too many things that can go wrong taking them home.
Yeah.
Too many ways that they could be mishandled.
And I agree. I believe all the computers in the school system should be limited, because even in a work area, when you have internet access, you are limited to certain sites that you can use. And I believe all the sites should be limited.
What about the smart boards? Do you think the school system should fork out the $5,000 per smart board to go in the schools, or should they put them towards getting computers, regular computers, doing computer labs, doing personal computers for the students in the classrooms? I mean, would the smart boards be better in the younger age group?
I'm just from experience with my children in school, the way that we are able to purchase smart boards is we have to raise money. We have to have fundraisers. And through raising money, the parents raising money, we have been able to put the smart boards into the classrooms.
And see, that would be better because the school board won't have any say-so. That'd be in that school, and the money that they give to the school to purchase computers doesn't have to go towards the smart boards.
Right.
And I feel that if they're going to put smart boards in the classroom, no matter how they're funded, by private funding or by government funding, that all teachers should have to be, it should be mandatory that all teachers be trained to use a smart board, and that it does not sit in the back of the classroom and collect dust.
No, if you're given a smart board through any kind of a grant, any way you get it, but what I'm saying is, yeah, there should be mandatory training on it, because it wouldn't make sense as to why you have a smart board but then your teacher's not trained on it. So,
Exactly.
And it should be being utilized in the curriculum somehow. If you have one, I think that it should be.
Well, see, I agree with the smart board being in the classroom because it's an interactive tool
It is.
the teacher and the kids can use. But at the same time, I don't agree with having personalized computers, whether it be computers the kids bring from home,
Yeah.
or whether it be school issued to where you can use them in the classroom. I don't believe they should have free roam on using all of those computers, because like if one class has the computers, what's like say what is the other students will be able to use? That's why I think computer labs that have restrictions is better than personalized computers.
Well, until you think.
Because basically everybody can use it, and it's restricted from them getting on something like Facebook or MySpace or just surfing the net for stuff that they shouldn't be doing. But stuff like the Alabama Virtual Library, they should have access to that because you can look up a bunch of your research projects on that. Going to certain YouTube videos or have tutorials to where you can learn how to do certain things on, like, not just the computer but in the classroom, as far as like math, science, chemistry, looking up history stuff on Google, but certain restrictions, and teachers need to be in there monitoring. Either teachers or some kind of administrator needs to monitor what they're.
Exactly, at all times.
Yeah. Well, see, some people would argue that they should have complete access to any technology, and as far as that goes, I think they should be restricted.
And I don't feel that everybody is saying that they should have complete access. I believe everybody believes children should learn technology, that they believe that they should learn how to use the computer, that they should learn how to use the internet, as far as them being able to serve different sites like Facebook and different stuff like that. I think that they do need to be restricted in that area, as far as they should not be allowed to go on those sites. But I think that all children should learn to at least be able to utilize those that equipment if it's going to be in the classrooms.
Yeah, but it should also be, it shouldn't interfere with normal subject matter.
Oh, right, no.
I mean,
That should be a special class, almost as though that should be a special class.
exactly. It should be a computer technology class that should be an elective for kids to go in and be able to learn certain computer techniques. But the computer lab should be available to all students, whether they've taken the class or whether they're taking the class or whatever. They should have a computer lab to where they can go in and look up research material that they might need for schools, or look up how to do certain math problems if the teacher's not available, or if there's not a tutor available or something like that. I mean, and sometimes that's the only help that some students have, especially in lower end, like poverty type school systems. So the lower end of the spectrum, the computer labs will be good for them. The upper end of the spectrum, they'll probably try to purchase laptops or iPads for students, because the cost of all these computers are going down. Like, they're going down quick. I can buy a little notebook for like $300.
But just my concern with them having the computers though themselves is, they're responsible to bring them back to school. I just can't see that working out. Like, I just feel like that children are not going to be able to bring back their computers to school. I'm not sure how that would work. To be responsible enough to bring them back.
Basically, if they did
Yeah.
give them to them, if they did hand them out or sign them out to them, they shouldn't be allowed to take them. But putting that money towards one class being able to utilize those computers, as opposed to putting it towards a whole class being able to use a lab like this, like a whole school using a lab like this,
Right.
the lab would be a better idea with restrictions.
My question is, I guess, if they do allow the students to take home computers, or is there going to be is the instructor going to be responsible for making them and telling them, hey, it's got to be in class tomorrow, and if they have any problems with it, any malfunctions, they can't log on to their site, they can't log on to this or that, who's going to be responsible to fix it?
Right.
Who's going to make it happen?
Well, that's where we stand on this. Is basically we all agree that it should be more of a lab-based computer system in the classroom. Smart boards are good in all the classrooms. And basically, if anybody else has any responses to it, you can blog us at Chris Patrick, EDM 310 class blog, or
Jessica Hadaway, EDM 310 class blog.
Crystal Baxter, EDM 310 class blog.
and just let us know what y'all think.
I heard the two together and she let me do it as long as I continued using that section. She was like,